Meanwhile, the US is coming under fire from allies for an old bad habit. America snoops on its friends. Yesterday, we told you about top secret documents that have been leaked. They showed which countries the US was snooping on: Ukraine, Israel, South Korea, the UAE, among others. Needless to say, they're not happy about it. The US is in damage control mode because it has a lot of damage to undo. America has been calling top officials in ally countries and telling them they should not be worried.
U.S. officials have been in touch with relevant allies and partners over the last couple of days at very high levels. I'll leave it at that. So we're taking this very, very seriously. There is no excuse for these kinds of documents to be in the public domain. They don't deserve to be in the public domain. They deserve to be protected. So we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Two takeaways from what the White House has said on the matter. First, the US is in touch with its allies. And second, the problem is not the spying. The problem is the expose. How did it become public? That's what the US is really worried about. Remember, this is one of the worst leaks for the US in the 21st century. The last was perhaps in 2013, when Edward Snowden unleashed a storm by disclosing highly classified documents. America's allies are not amused, and they're saying it in so many words. We'll start with Israel. It is America's most important partner in West Asia. The leaked documents say that Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, was behind the protests against Prime Minister Netanyahu. They also talk about how Israel could supply lethal aid to Ukraine. In response, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has released a statement. It has called the claims mendacious and without any foundation whatsoever. Then we have Australia, another important partner of the US in the Indo-Pacific. This is what Australia had to say about the leaks.
The issue of maintaining the security of information is critical to the development of national capability and to the trust and confidence across allies and partners. And I appreciate that this, by reports, is a serious leak. It is being investigated seriously by US authorities, and they are engaging with partners in order to better understand the potential consequences of that information being released into the public.
That was the chief of Australia's Defence Forces calling the leak a serious one. Australia is part of the Five Eyes intelligence community. The US, the UK, Canada and New Zealand are also the members. These are 5 countries, including Australia, of Five Eyes that share intelligence. All members have asked for briefings from Washington, D.C. and they're yet to get a concrete response. At least 2 of these countries are very concerned. One of them said, and I'm quoting, "We expect the US to share a damage assessment with us in the coming days, but we cannot wait for their assessment. Right now, we are doing our own." Another member was worried about the leak hurting Ukraine's interests. The leak talks about the war. It says the battle for Donbas region will be stuck in a stalemate throughout this year. It also details Ukraine's weaknesses and vulnerabilities. So while countries are measuring their public responses, they're privately quite frustrated with the Americans. South Korea, though, is an outlier. It says the leak will strengthen the alliance between US and South Korea. It's a strange line to take. Listen to this.
The 2 countries are an intelligence alliance. We closely cooperate in terms of intelligence activities on important issues. Therefore, we intend to take this incident as an opportunity to strengthen our trust and cooperative system.
South Korea also says the leaked US documents are largely fabricated. America itself does not agree. It says only some of the documents and not all may be fabricated. The opposition in South Korea is asking some serious questions. It has expressed strong regret over America's surveillance activities. Opposition leaders are calling it a clear violation of their national sovereignty. The US is in a position where it does not have answers to some very basic questions, questions which the UK, Germany, UAE and Ukraine and also the EU are asking. Like, how did these documents end up online? Who was responsible for this leak? And what is the US doing to remove this information from social media? Washington has no answers. But here's what reports say. Apparently, the documents were first leaked on a platform called Discord, in a chat room which is very popular with gamers. You heard that right. Highly classified US intelligence documents first landed in a chat room full of gamers. Then they got picked up by the media. And this has been going on for weeks, apparently. Nobody in the American security apparatus got a whiff of what was happening until a week ago. This is both concerning and embarrassing for the United States. This is hardly the first time when they've been caught red-handed spying on friends and allies. The US also spied on at least 3 French presidents from 2006 to 2012. In 2013, the US was accused of spying on former German Chancellor Angela Merkel. It was monitoring the Chancellor's phone calls for many years. Subsequent leaks revealed that several German politicians were also being spied on. And these are just the most recent instances. Washington has been into such shady activities for a long, long time, but the world is only now realizing the scale of American espionage.